everyone. Welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and another episode of the Whatever Report. And yes, I know I told everyone there would not be an episode of the Whatever Report, at least on time this week. Life happened this week. My plans changed. And so next week, fingers crossed, we won't have an episode of the Whatever Report, but we'll get into that in a minute. We had my man GT Key tailgating early. What's going on, my friend? My man Unruly was also here, as was Blue Collar Dan. I always appreciate you guys stopping by. There's my man John. Oh, he's calling some people out. What is going on? I don't know. And yes, I was right on time tonight. Sort of a miracle. And there's my guy TJ. What is happening, TJ? And yes, I will second John with a happy birthday for our friend TJ. Happy birthday, buddy. I am happy you're spending at least a moment of it with me. The Comic Collector, what is up? What is happening? There's Tacoma Comics. Ian, what is going on, my friend? And I haven't talked in a while. It's been, I haven't had you on a show. I'm going to get you on one of my indie shows or something coming up. So we are hanging out on a Saturday, and because I don't really have a life. So hanging out, having a good time. But yes, I was supposed to be. Well, before we get into any of that, what do we got? We got our categories here. So, wrong thing. Tonight, what are we drinking? So, last night, Planet Arizona, what is going on? What is happening? Good for you. That is awesome. So, what are we drinking tonight? Well, last night, I opened a new bottle of bourbon, a bourbon I had not tried, over on Daymare's channel. He was doing an unboxing. He had 67 books, like 60 pre-screen plus another order of 7. And so I opened a bottle over there and I was going to sip on that this weekend. It was awful. It is easily the worst bourbon I've had. It's not even close. It was terrible. So we're not drinking it tonight. So it was, and for those wondering, it was Wild Turkey Long Branch. Oh my goodness, it was bad. And I like Wild Turkey products. Like Wild Turkey Rare Breed is maybe my favorite bourbon so far. But tonight, so instead, I almost went back to an open bottle. Probably should have went back to an open bottle, but instead, we're going to open a bottle. This is Stellum, which is, one of gold. I don't know. It was a random bottle I was trying. I don't know anything about this other than, I thought, why not? We'll give it a shot. So we're going to open this sucker up. Well, maybe. There we go. And see what we can. I don't know if you guys got the pop there or not, but we're gonna try a new bourbon tonight. So I was supposed to open one bottle this weekend, but I'm opening 2 because I don't know that I'll ever drink any of that first bottle. So again, Kenneth, what is happening? So we're gonna see if this is any good. So we're gonna let this breathe for just a minute, and then we're gonna get a taste. Oh yeah, if that was John, we would be. Well, he would have split it into episodes, but like if he tried to do one of those boxes of 25, it'd still be going. Heck, the 7 would be barely done. So good. I'm glad that came through. It did sound like it was a good pop. So, all right. Well, let's see what we got here. Let's see if this is any good. As you guys know, I like bourbon, but I don't have like a palate. I don't, I smell it. It smells like bourbon. I'm not good enough to really. I mean, I can tell a little bit of a difference, but I can't tell you notes or anything. I'm just, So we'll see. Well, that is significantly better than last night. Should say this is 115 proof, so there's a pretty good burn. Get that little Kentucky hug. But yeah, that is much, much better than the thing I drank last night. Yeah, this is true. This is true. We need to find an excuse to get TJ on the channel. I haven't seen TJ on the channel for a while. We need to make something happen. All right. So that is what we're going to sip on a little bit tonight. We also got a little water here because, yeah. Now watching AFC Richmond? Yes, I know they're fake. So we'll get to that a little bit later too. All right, so we got our John becoming a sports ball person because soccer, because of his kids, which is, I think, good for those girls. They got to make him watch some sports. Hey, Baclar, what is going on? All right. See, I'm not even clever enough to fake it. There you go. So, all right, let's see. What do we got after that? All right, what's coming up on the channel? So as a reminder, I told you there probably wasn't going to be much happening this week on my channel, and there really wasn't much. I was supposed to be going yesterday on a fishing trip with my dad and my sister and my nephew, and it was a thing we planned last summer, and it got canceled. And then this week, I called the guy, and it was up by where my sister lives. It was out on Lake Michigan, and I called the guide, and it's like, well, the forecast is not good. So he's like, when are you leaving to come up and everything else? And so at the last minute, he called me and waved me off because it was 4-foot waves. But luckily, he had a cancellation, and we were all able to make it work. So I'm going this week, this coming week. So we're going to try to do it again. We're going to try to go fishing again, get everybody out. Third time's the charm, fingers crossed. Hopefully we will actually get this trip in, and hopefully by this point, the fishing gods will owe us and we'll have a really good day. So we will see. Yeah, well, he knows it now, so there you go. The United Man at all. Oh, but then Man City, I feel like that's not seems like they're supposed to, but they're not going to win. They're not going to win next week on Ted Lasso. They're not. So I don't know. They might beat them again. I think AFC Richmond is finally due for slaying the dragon, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, so this week going to be a little different. It was weird. I didn't have to really scramble. I ended up being here and didn't really just do any content. But we got our look back in as promised for we couldn't have not had a look at back today. TJ on his birthday, that would have been a disaster. So we got that in today. We will get the one in next week because it's a short one because CBSI didn't put out a list that week because it was Thanksgiving week. So they didn't even put out a list that week. So we will get that in next week. Sometime either tomorrow or Monday night, we'll do Cash or Trash. There's no D&D tomorrow night because I had originally postponed it thinking I wasn't going to be back in time to really prep. So we postponed it and everybody made other plans. And now I'm here and it's like, oh, I can do it. And they were like, oh, we already made other plans. So no D&D. We will play D&D next week, I think. I haven't heard anybody say they couldn't, although it is Memorial Day weekend. So I should probably check on that now that I say that. So I don't know. Maybe we'll play D&D next week. I will be back because I've already done the prep. I went on and did the prep while I was here. So for next week, knowing I was going to be gone on the weekend, but other things coming up. Still hoping to do the Guardians review with Aiden. Hopefully tomorrow. We haven't set a time yet, but hopefully we're going to make that happen tomorrow. So that's tomorrow, and then Cash or Trash or will be tomorrow or Monday. And then Wednesday, Indie Show will finally be back for episode 2 of season 4. we're going to be talking Sandman Volume 9, The Kindly Ones. And yeah, we're getting to the end game here on Sandman. I have about 3 issues into that, which is like 57, is like 12 issues. That volume is like 12 issues. So I'm like 3 issues in. I'll get that read between now and Wednesday for sure. Full Spider-Woman run and saw it had a key for $5. Worked out nicely. Nice. Very cool. I assume you mean the original. But that's pretty cheap. Let's see. Nice of seeing it tomorrow. Good for you. So yeah, we'll do our Guardians thing. I think we've both seen it a long time ago. I saw it first weekend, but yeah, it's looking forward to talking about that. I've since, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, rewatched 1 and 2. So yeah, that's what's coming up on the channel. I don't know about next weekend. It'll be a little in play, but we'll get the usual stuff out best we can. All right, what else we got going on here? Whoop, whoop. What have we picked up this week? We did actually get books this week because Midtown order came in. My 2-week Midtown order came in today. I've already read most of these, but we'll start with what we picked up. Then we'll go into what we've read of this file. So there's only 2 that came today that I didn't read. I had some time today, and I've been doing a little reading. One of them I may never read at this point. I'm just... Why would I torture myself by reading it? It's garbage. I've seen the panels of how she treats him, the things she says, where Marvel literally is just for back of... Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So this garbage. Luckily, this is the second to last issue that I pre-ordered. I got the stupid 26, but I'm not going to read it. I'm done with it. It's going over there. It's... So, yeah, 1, 2, and 3 appearances. There you go. Yeah, I can get that totally. It's worth it. I will say that. That's all I will say. The other one I haven't read yet is the last issue of World's Finest that I ordered. When I decided to cut back some more and I decided to drop World's Finest, even though it's good. This is good. I dropped it anyway because it's not a series I really want to collect. I may read it on the app, or I may read it in trade or something and keep reading. But at this point, I don't really need to have the issues. So we're done at 15 on World's Finest in terms of buying. The rest I read today. Like, I was on a bit of a binge here. So I think they're in reverse order of how I read them. They are. So the one I just finished right before we went live is High Republic 9. I've said all along that High Republic, hey Empire, what's going on? This phase of High Republic I've not enjoyed as much as the first phase, but it's been growing on me. The thing I found in this is none of these Jedi, none of these characters even have made the same level of impact on me that the characters from the first phase did. Like, I get confused about who's who a lot. I have a hard time remembering the names of some of these characters, even though they've been in it a lot. It just doesn't... I don't know. It hasn't hit me as well as that first round did. Magic Lasso. What is going on? 2 Copper Age Hawkman back issues today from Dollar Bin. Nice. Very cool. But it's not to say that it's bad. It just hasn't engaged me at the level that the first phase of High Republic did. But that first phase I loved. So that's not necessarily a huge slight, I don't think. So confusing. It is a little bit. And I will admit, I'm not completely caught up on the books, whereas I stayed caught up for the most part on the books in phase 1. And I think that helped a lot. But yeah, it's just... Yeah. So it's definitely, and the whole thing with this leveler thing, I don't know what I think about these levelers. This is only like 100. Like, I feel like they should have remembered them. But anyway, um, they're a little like, stupid, but powered. I think a lot of servers books will read better. This is true. And it may, like, on the reread, once I have them all, it may actually be better. You may be right. Or like in an Omni, which I'm still waiting for the Omni for phase 1, but yeah. A book that I love that consistently is performed all through continues to be Darth Vader. Him trying to force this relationship with Sabine, her trying to save him. Like, this has been, the drama here has been so good. First series lasted 21 issues, so there was more of it. Yeah. No, it was 12 or 13. But if you're talking about on High Republic, it was like 12 or 13. 15, yeah. Yeah, 15 issues. There you go. John coming in with a congrats to Lasso. But this continues to be freaking fantastic. 34 issues in, and I still love this series. So, yeah. Whereas the other Darth Vader series only lasted like 25. This one, I thought this one would end then too. But yeah, Vader's been consistently good. Karen Gillan, Charles Soule, and now Greg Pak have all killed it. And yeah, it's just really, really, really good. Speaking of, that is solid. I really like the Stone. It's not, I'm not going to put it top tier, like, of my favorites, but maybe it's just because the one I had last night was god awful, but that's pretty good. Hey, Sector, what is going on? Ka-chung, what is happening? Yes, just in time for Vader. Continues to be fantastic. High Republic, okay. Like, not bad, but just okay. So you missed the High Republic review, Ka-chung. And hello to Delphia, as always. I assume she's there somewhere. And if she's not, you can tell her. So, yeah, we got a good crowd tonight. I always appreciate everyone who comes and hangs out with me on a Saturday or any evening. We'll skip to the other book. I should have done this before Vader, even though we'll skip order a little bit. High Republic Adventures, The Nameless Terror, issue 44. So this is another just story about Jedi dealing with the levelers. But it's told from a character that's in phase 1, telling a story that she heard from her master, kind of thing. And which was interesting that you got the chain of how Ty fits in. I do like Ty in this series, that we're getting a character from the first phase. And the story was okay, but again, it's just like the struggle, and it feels like the phase 1 Jedi should be figuring out what these are a lot quicker, because this information is there for them, and they haven't figured it out. But this was a solid little mini. Not great, but solid. Yay! So, yeah, it is hard. I mean, that is the one struggle with the High Republic, is the who's who, because we got the whole first phase, and I did pretty good keeping track of everybody in that. But phase 2 was all new characters again. And it's like, keeping track of all of that has been more difficult. There you go. All right. A book that struggled for a little bit, but overall has just been a lot of fun. Now, I will say, it has not been, since about issue 12, it's not been as much fun as it was before that. I really enjoyed the series early on, but this was a solid issue. And I'm going to miss this book. There's only one more issue left of this book, of this run, and they're shutting down Batgirls, which makes me sad because I love these 3 characters. Plus, you get Montoya's been a big part of it, and some of the side characters they've introduced have been fun. So I'm definitely going to miss this series. This was this was a solid addition for second to last episode or issue, but yeah, it does feel like I wish there was going to be more. I wish it was going to keep going. Even though it hasn't been quite as good as it was early on. What do we got left? Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do this next. Catwoman. The bane of my... Now that I've dropped ASM, this is the bane of my existence. The difference between this and ASM is... And I've talked about this extensively, so I won't go into it a lot today. Is that Teenie Howard in individual issues has some really good scenes, has some really good moments, does some good things with the character. But the inconsistency from issue to issue in the overarching story, and we're back for like the fifth time in this issue to setting up a showdown between Selena and Black Mask. Like, this is like the 9th showdown in this run. I swear to God. And then it's been like, this is what, we're at 55. 50 was the big issue where she killed somebody. Spoilers. To save Batman, which, okay. Like, she couldn't have stopped the guy without doing that. But anyway. And then she went to jail, and she was so sad. She was going to be in jail forever. And then by 54, she'd broken out. And suddenly she has this bigger overarching plan. But then when she, like, shows up at these things, she doesn't have a plan. Yes, Empire, I finally did. I finally dropped ASM. I'd already pre-ordered 26 when I finally made the decision, but I was finally just done with it. And because I just can't. It makes me angry. It literally makes me angry, and I'm just tired. I don't care. Until Zeb Wells is gone, I'm not gonna. It's fine. Anyway, it continues. Like, her and Ikio's. The book doesn't have a consistent flow at all. It's a mess. It really is. It's a readable mess, but it's not a coherent mess. I mean, it's not coherent. It's just not. Another issue, going back to the Batgirl thing, on its second to last issue before run ends, that I've enjoyed had way more hits than misses, has been Kelly Thompson's Captain Marvel run. We're on issue 49. It's going through 50. We finally get the wrap up of this. I will say this Brood story arc has been overly drawn out and overly long. Like, it's just the pacing on this Brood story arc to wrap it up. I feel like she found out they were going to end it, or she decided she was going to end it, and they tried to get to issue 50. I mean, that's really... Hey, Perry, what's going on? It took me like a year from when I was expressing my frustration that I should. So there you go, Empire. You can find the strength. I do feel like they drug this last. So we're going to... Spoilers here for you, Lasso, because we're going to talk about this issue a little bit. So... about in the 30s, so we're on issue 49, I believe. I think it was somewhere in the 30s. Carol was fighting the Vox. Oh, I forget what his name is. Anyway, Vox Supreme or something. And they were on this planet where he was trying to, like, bring Marvel back to life, but basically a shell of Marvel that he could control and any kind of thing. So ultimately, in order to escape, Carol created sort of a clone of herself, but it was binary. So binary was a separate individual. And I really, despite the fact that she was, for all intents and purposes, sort of a clone, I really liked the binary character. I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. Plus, I loved the design. The design of binary is amazing. But I thought the way they handled her as a character was really well done. it's comic books, but we may have already seen the last of Binary. And of course, Carol goes absolutely ballistic as a result of, because they aren't able to save her here. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, somebody else may pick her up, somebody may not. The next writer, you know how that goes. I thought it was handled. Her grief in the moment was all handled really well, and I thought the best part of this book was Rogue and Carol, and I thought they handled it really well. I thought it was an amazing little moment of, I know they've kind of come to terms over the years, but, and I haven't read all of those moments of Rogue and Carol kind of, Rogue earning forgiveness to a certain degree and Carol finding it in her to forgive her. This really, 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 I thought this was really well handled from both of their perspectives. Because sort of like Carol was just like, it was no big deal. Like Rogue did a really good thing, but for Carol, it wasn't like, she just trusted her in the moment. It wasn't, okay, yes. And so I just think that, Carol showed her like just trust in that moment, and Rogue got her opportunity to feel like she did something. So, yeah, the new Binary was a really good addition. We'll see what happens going forward, but yeah. I haven't read either of those, but that's kind of sad. Vox, VOX, but yeah. So, but anyway, I thought this was an excellent issue. Looking forward to 50 and saying goodbye to that, but yeah, so we'll see. And then last thing I bought was, and I bought 2 copies because I bought a blank to take to a con at some point because, yeah, I love the Titans. So I had to get the blank, and I did buy Titans #1. I used a variant for my thumbnail tonight, but I just got the A cover. I'm not a huge, I know people love Nicola Scott. I know she's fairly I mean, I'm not a huge Nicola Scott fan, but it's solid. Maybe it's just because I'm used to Bruno Redondo drawing right now. Like, I felt like I enjoyed Nicola Scott more previously, but I will say the art didn't necessarily work for me in a way I thought. I do want to comment on this because if you haven't read this yet, then you don't want to know what's happening here. A little bit of a spoiler. So until the whatever we picked up this week or the book goes down, you might want to mute. And I bring this up because of what happened this week, and I want to talk about a little bit, is the spoilers we got for ASM 26. And it's so weird how we react to these things because they kill Wally in this issue, but he's not actually dead. And yet there's this big controversy about what they're doing to Miss Marvel and ASM. And it's just interesting the way we even think about it as readers, because it's very clear that this Wally death is going to last about an issue and a half. I mean, so this is true. They probably did, yeah. Hey, Bronze Page, what is going on? But here's my problem with this. Clearly, like, what they're using here, Wally, is part of the Titan story. It's part of the group story. He's a member of the group, all of that kind of stuff. It's going to be, whether you think it's cheap or whatever, it's part of the story. My problem with the spoilers we got this week is I've been reading ASM. And I know they've been throwing her in, like, occasionally, but I saw somebody put together, she'd been in 12 panels before they're going to do what they're going to do in issue 26. 12 panels in the 26 issue run. They canceled their own book. And they're doing this, and this is where the whole term, and I know, like, some people get all bent out of shape about the whole thing about fridging and everything comes from. But they're fridging her because it's not her story that she's dying. It's not her villain. It's not her battle. It's nothing. They're killing her to affect Peter's story, and that's crap. And I hate it when they do that. And they wouldn't do that to him for her, and which they shouldn't. If they're gonna do it, it should be her story, and it's not gonna be. And that's what pisses me off about it. It's not that they're killing her because you're gonna bring her back, and probably with the dumb TV show powers as opposed to the powers she's had, which is fine, whatever. But do it via her story instead of somebody else's. It's the thing I hate about the Killing Joke. Well, it's one of the things I hate about the Killing Joke. But they paralyzed Barbara for Bruce's story and not for hers. And that pisses me off. So there's my short mini rant. I realize she'll be back in 6 months, but it does piss me off when they use death to not tell that character story, but to tell a different character story in a way that it's not meaningful for them. It's just, it's meaningful for Pete, which, like, he hasn't had enough death, whatever. No, like, yeah, I'm not worried about Wally at all. Like, not even for like a second. So I don't know. Marvel is weird. For sure. So that's it. Those are the books I had come in this week. We spent more time on that than I expected, but that's okay. All right, we're gonna get off of whatever we picked up this week, and what do we got? We did. Oh, that was and what are we reading? The other thing we're reading right now is obviously this. Getting ready for Wednesday. So. What are we watching? It's gonna be super short. Ted Lasso. That's it. That's the only thing new that I really watched this week. I love that show. I really do. At some point, I know John's going to do like a long breakdown of Ted Lasso, or like a series of episodes and season breakdowns and stuff. At some point, I know he's going to do it. And if I'm not invited, we won't be friends. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to not do it. But if I'm not invited to be a part of it, I don't know that our friendship will survive that. So that's just the way it is. So, but I do love that show. So good. And Ted was barely in it this week. I've seen some people complaining about that, but it's never really just been Ted's show. It's really been about all these people. There's like 6 main characters that they follow. And yeah. See, he didn't even bother to respond. He just ignored me. See how it is? I see. Yes, well, I'm not invited. Riot. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't invite me to any of his movie breakdowns. I've never been invited to talk about a movie or his movie shows or his top 5 stuff. None of it. He's never invited me. If he doesn't invite me, and it's all fine. But if he doesn't invite me to the Ted Lasso discussion, so there you go. Oh, goodness gracious. And so I don't even remember where I was going with that, but I enjoyed the heck out of Ted Lasso. It was a lot of fun. There was something else I was going to say about it, though. Glad I could amuse Perry at least. John's just ignoring me. I don't even think he's actually watching. I think he's got it on and on mute, and he's just commenting every so often when he sees somebody show up in the chat. So there he is. But yeah. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Or something else related to Ted that I wanted to talk about. I don't know. I forgot. So. Not me. All right, I don't remember what it was. Maybe I'll think about it as we go into the thing. So with that, I think we are ready for Where's my banner at? We already talked about coming up. What are we reading? Yeah, it's whatever you guys want to talk about at this point. So yeah, we got like 20 minutes of random stuff. Just the like. So I've been like, as you guys know, like this spring has been a bit of a mess. See, I mean, I don't want to talk like some of the stuff I don't want to talk about because I haven't seen it because I don't watch as many as you. But there are some things I would love to talk about, so it just kind of depends. Not you, not you, now I lost my train of thought again, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't know where I was going. But yeah, this spring has just been a bit of a mess for me, but because my collecting is all but ground to a standstill. And it just, life has been, sort of kicking my rear, but, I think things are, we'll figure it out. We're figuring it out. It's been, work's been a mess and life's been a mess, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. My whole thing with, yeah, see that one. I don't know. I haven't seen enough Coen. I've seen Coen Brothers, but I haven't seen Miller's Crossing. I have not. So, like I said, I haven't seen a lot of the stuff you guys talk about. I haven't seen enough of. So I don't mind being left out of some of those. But it's been nice to. There's things you have done that I've been like, oh, I could do that, and I don't get it. So no, I don't expect you to invite me. There's other people that are way bigger movie buffs than me. I'm just saying. Ted Lasso time comes. I better be invited. So, or there will be heck to pay. Heck, I tell you. But what I was gonna say is I'm finally starting to get where I may actually be able to do a little bit of comic stuff again in terms of chasing some stuff down. I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to send in a CGC order at some point. I have some books I'd really like to get, but oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. We only do, well, since we haven't done one of our shows for a long time, so I'm less tired of you than normal. And I get that what you're saying there is you're tired of me, and that's okay. I'm tired of me too. Cyclops appreciation stream. Oh, there was something the other day came up on Cyclops, and I don't know. I don't think I talked about this on a stream. There was a panel the other day that I saw that really brought home why I dislike him. And now I can't remember what it was. There was something going on. What was that? There was something that. Oh, I know what it is. And I did not talk about you. There's an issue that came up that I saw the other day, and I was rereading, and I kind of looked up following on the X-Men thing, and I'm like, and it won't come up till season, not even next year. It'll be the next one, so it'll be season 5, I guess, of Omni. And I want to be on that show because it drives home, and I haven't sent you a message about this yet, John, but it drives home my feelings about Cyclops. And it's not even a super negative issue of Cyclops. It's not intended to be a super negative issue of Cyclops, but it drives home the point of why I don't particularly enjoy him as a character or a leader. And I will tell you about it later, because I don't remember the number. I know what happens in it, but I don't remember the number off the top of my head. But I know it's not in next year, because I thought it was going to be in next year's. and I was looking at that Omni to see because I was going to put my request in early, and it's not. It's beyond by like somewhere in the first 10 issues of the next one. So next year I'm just going to do like one of the Kitty Pryde and Wolverine issues or whatever from the Kitty Pryde series. It's probably however you do that. I'll be a part of that one. But yeah, I'm going to put my request in early. So yeah, even because I know it because it's an issue that'll probably be fairly like in demand. But even if I have to share with somebody else, like a Chet or a Ryan or somebody else, I want to be on that issue because it for me it drives home why he. So I'll let you know. Actually, you know what issue it is. You just don't know what issue it is. Like when I tell you, you'll know. So anyway, enough of that. Let's see. What else, you guys? John and I are now dominating John's dominating the chat because I'm talking directly to him, which is never necessarily a good thing when I got like 10 other people here. So what else is going on, folks? Yeah, so I'm hoping soon to be able to like start maybe doing a little bit more collecting type stuff. You guys see, I did finally change my background this week. Chat would probably try to come through the screen at me. Yes, he probably. Yeah. Yeah, with Jimmy Tuesday night. Yeah. There you go. What is Tuesday? I forget. That should be a good time. But I did. Obviously, pretty easy to figure out what my background is here. These are all my, and actually I realized I forgot one, but I didn't have room to add it, so I didn't go back and add it. But these are almost all of my slabbed covers, like that were specifically slabbed because of the cover. And because either I love it or it's valuable or whatever, and usually it's because even the valuable ones because I love them. But yeah, so yeah, we had to put our covers up here. Some of my favorite covers in my collection. Well, at least the ones that are slabbed. So that was my background this time. So yeah, now Ryan and John are talking about Omni X-Men. So we went down a rabbit hole here. But what else is going on, folks? Come on, there's got to be other stuff that you guys are that's going on right now that you want to hear me ramble about or talk about or something. We had it's interesting. I've been reading. I haven't completely given up on Spider-Man. I was reading obviously I'm reading the Spider-Man, the Dan Slott stuff, but even it's just bad. I don't know. It's just so frustrating. Yeah. You didn't have that one? I thought you did have that one. I'm still pissed that this is a 9.6. This book, I'm not kidding. Like, I've looked it over in the slab. I looked it over beforehand. That is the best. I was the most confident in that book of any book I've ever sent in was going to be a 9.6 or a 9.8. Was so confident that was going to be a 9.8. That book was perfect. And I got a 9.6. This book, I can show you the flaws on it in the slab. Way more obvious than anything going with this book. And this book got a 9.8. And I love this cover. And I'm glad it got a 9.8. It probably doesn't deserve it. But I do not understand how this book did not get a 9.8. I don't understand it. See, no, I have not. I've had multiple unexpected expenses this year. Unplanned for, well, I had issues with my truck. Like, I had a squirrel, eat the wiring in my truck. And then at work, that's become a big problem. They've done that to a couple of our work vehicles. They've done that to another guy's Jeep. Yeah, it's been war. And unfortunately, because of where we're at, the agents won't let us, go to war with the squirrels. And anyway, so I had that. I had another smaller thing come up. expense-wise. And then I ended up having to put a roof on my house about 2 years before I'd planned on it. I had started saving, but I was not there yet. So I haven't had any. Now, I have. So here's the thing. I have a separate comic fund. So I technically have money I could spend on my want list. But I've had to rob so much from my savings and my other backup funds that currently that money is in stasis till I build back a little bit on the other side in case something happens. So no, I have not pursued anything on my 2023 want list. Literally, let's see. I think I have a sheet where I have my pickups for this year. Did I start that? I don't know if I did. Literally, the only thing I've picked up is, I got a piece of art early on, and I traded for that All-Star Comics 58. That's it. Those are the only two things I have bought this year, that were not Midtown new comic books. That's it. That's been my year. I haven't touched anything else. I'm hoping maybe next month I can move on a book that a friend of mine has offered to me for a good price. He's like, I'm not going to hurt. Which Daymares has offered to me for a good price. Like not a stupid price, but a good price. And I'm hoping maybe next month I'll go on and finish that deal with him that I haven't been able to. Like if I get a few more things built up. But and that's a thing on my list. But otherwise I haven't touched anything. I've been looking at and drooling over sensation books and some other stuff, but everything else is nothing's happened. Ooh. Have you finally read? You finally read the Black Widow thing? I want to talk about Black Widow with you. I'll go back and reread. I love that Black Widow run. I am very curious to see the fact that you're wanting to talk about it. I'm very curious to see what you think about that run, because I enjoyed the heck out of the run, and I've never really read Black Widow, so I am super curious to see what you think about that. Hey, Dwayne, what's going on? 4 unlimited value books. Dang, TJ. Not that kind of dealer, but yeah. That is cool. That's awesome. Birthday present to yourself. They're finally getting them in slabs, so they're finally part of the collection. So that would be sweet, TJ. Hopefully they'll come back quick and with even better grades than you hope for. Yes. Again, happy birthday to TJ. I assume he's talking about the most recent one, but maybe he's reading a different one. And so I could be wrong. If it's the most recent one that went 15 issues, they ended too soon, in my opinion, that Kelly Thompson, who's writing that Captain Marvel run I was talking about earlier, wrote with Elena Casagrande on the art, who I'm a big fan of the art in that book. And I will tell you, like, I enjoyed Kelly Thompson's Captain Marvel run. It didn't hold a candle to me compared to that Black Widow run. I thought the Black Widow run was way better. I'm so disappointed it only went 15 issues. But yeah, I don't know if that's the one for sure John's reading. I jumped to an assumption because I kept telling him to read it. And then I hadn't heard anything and I kind of quit harping on him about it. So now I haven't heard many people talk about the current She-Hulk run. So I will be curious to see what you think about that. Because I almost jumped on that one, but I just didn't really have room at the time. So I will be curious to see what you think about that She-Hulk run. Might be something I'm more picking up in a trade or something. Other things going on. I need to figure out a crew for this. So if people are interested in being a part of this discussion on the indie show starting probably in June. Well, it'll definitely be June and might be July, but maybe toward the end of June. Yeah, if anybody's interested in being a part of my indie show discussions on Middle West, hit me up. Here we go. Captain Marvel 124. That's the John Jameson book. Yeah. Supergirl 23. Okay. Fans 3 to 14. I'm forgetting what's Captain Marvel 27. I'm blanking. TJ. What is Captain Marvel 27? Now I'm annoying myself. Captain Marvel 27. I'm not even going to have to look at it because I don't remember what that is. Somebody will tell me before I get it looked up here. Oh, First Full Star Fox. Okay. No, I would not have remember. I would not have known that. Yeah, I would not. I did not know that was the first full Starbucks. So there you go. So GTQ is back. What is going on? Johnson and the Green Heart. Thank you, sir. So, all right, we are coming up on our hour. Anything else you guys want to talk about before I get out of here? Yeah, I don't really have much. I don't. Some point I'm gonna do. Probably gonna do. I may do a CGC submission. I gotta finish the deal with Daymare, and then I may do a CGC submission like in June. So I may have a discussion about what books I'm gonna send next. I think I'm gonna do like old books. Because I gotta send my first Carol, hasn't gotten slab yet. My Brave and Bold 60 isn't in a slab. I have at least one ASM book that I need to send off that needs to be put in the slab. That first cover appearance of Gwen. So yeah. I got a Golden Age Wonder Woman book I want to send. I got an Archie book I want to send. That may be what I do next. That may be my next. Yeah. Let's see. I'm still here. I'm just digging. So like this book might be in my next one. And apparently the other books are downstairs. They're in the so yeah, I can actually show you the other ones. They're all downstairs. The other books are all downstairs. Yeah, exactly. TJ's high grade doesn't even mean like the rest of us. With the rest of us, the assumption for TJ is what he could like the bottom of his is like beyond the high grade any of us could hope for. So it's like, yeah, if he says high grade, I assume that means like a 10, because potentially a 10. So yeah, it's one you've seen last. So it's the one Daymare sent me. I'm just probably gonna put it in a slab and protect it, but it's not a. It's actually that one might be up here. That one that's in the other box because it's too big. That one's up here. It is. Oh, that's the wrong spot. You've seen it. And I don't know that I'll send it in. It's just a possibility. It's that one. Which is 83. So it's like right on the verge. But it's still 10 cents. So. Nice. Yeah. Fans 3 to 14. That was what I thought, but TJ can correct us if we're wrong. I thought that's what that was. So the fact that you put a question mark now makes me like second guess myself. Oh. So no early Wonder Woman Golden Age or sensations yet, but someday I will have a sensation. I was tempted to, like, there was one the other day. I was like, oh, I want that. I'm like, oh, I can't afford that. There's one that was going for, there's one I was watching on eBay. I think it's gone now, I bet. It should have ended already. And I never did go back and look and see what it went for because I knew it would just be like, oh. Where's it at? Oh, it actually didn't. It didn't actually go for as much as I thought. No, where's that? Oh, maybe it hasn't ended yet. Maybe it hasn't ended yet. I thought it was going to end. Oh, it hasn't ended yet. It's actually not gone crazy, which is a little surprising to me. So we'll see. I can't afford it either way. So, yeah, I knew, like, I could. Yeah, okay. I was right. So was Planet. So that one, I thought that's what that one was. Yeah, you know, I've only dabbled in the Omni realm, but yes, I know there's a bunch of Wonder Woman Omnis that would be some of those Golden Age, Silver Age Omnis I've thought about chasing, and I haven't ever done it. I got a whole list of Omnis that are on my list. Like, if you go onto my Instock Trades wish list, it's like stupid. It would take me years to buy all of those things. I need to make an order from them, but because I got to get the next round of Black Hammer so that group can get back together and get started there. And I haven't bought that book yet. And I got to get, I got several other Omnis on there I want and some other stuff. And I just have to get it done. So, yeah. Phantom Stranger 14 is a, yes, very cool book. Or wait, did I say the number right? Yeah. Afraid I got my number mixed up. All right, gang. I don't have anything else. Unless you guys got something that you're going to suck me into here in the next 2 minutes, we're going to call this a night. And actually, minute 30 seconds. You guys are going to have to like suck me in. Otherwise, we're going to end it right here. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me again on a Saturday. A reminder, no D&D tomorrow night. Hopefully, though, tomorrow, Aiden and I will finally do our Guardians 3 breakdown. I am interested to hear what he thinks because I don't have a clue yet. I haven't actually talked to him about it at all. So that'll be interesting, which is actually a good thing because if we talk beforehand, he has a tendency to not say stuff during the show because he's already talked to me about it. So we kind of have to wait. So I'm very interested to see what he thinks of Guardians 3. And then at some point, but given the pacing of when Tom puts his videos out, I'm going to guess Monday we'll do Cash or Trash. There will be, and then Wednesday we're going to talk Sandman. And then next Saturday we will have a look back video again. It'll be ready to go probably early. I may even try to do that. I may even start on that tomorrow, even though look up values and stuff, even though it's a week out. I may just do it just to make it easier on myself because of my schedule this week. So with that, I haven't seen any comments come in that say I need to address this. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me as always. Special thanks to the birthday boy, Mr. TJ the TJ the Slap Dragon Watson. I can't speak, but happy birthday, my friend. And with that, we're gonna say see ya later, everybody.